Welcome, and thank you for joining the world's greatest agent podcast with Red, brought to you by PayperHead.com. Please be sure to check out their promo for no service fees until major sports returns. That's right, get free service for your package with the industry's leading platform until major sports returns. Let's get to the show.
All right, so what's going on, guys? How are you? This is Red. It's been a minute. We haven't been able to do much just because there's been a lot of stuff going on. A lot of things have been changing, and it looks like we're actually going to get some sports coming back here, which I am excited about, and I'm sure everyone else is that is in this game or that may even listen to this podcast at all. So as far as it goes, I am going to have a guest on here today. And, you know, the guy, he's a good guy. I've been friends with him for a little while now. And he's got his own sheet and he's got his own things. He was at a different shop and he was trying to maintain his business there. And it turns out that shop just wasn't fit for this kind of pandemic, right? So I referred him to us and he is coming over here. He's been, I think, now with us for a week or so. And so I'd like to introduce you to Benny. What do you go by? Is it Benny or Ben? What do you want?
Either one. My really close friends call me Benny. So.
All right. Well, we'll go with that then. We'll go with Benny. So first, let's just jump into it. Then I want to know what happened at the other shop. What did they tell you? What was the story, and how did it go?
It wasn't very good. Like most companies, right? It doesn't matter the industry. People are just suffering, right? And so the owners over there, they were basically like, well, we're going to have to keep charging you fees, right? The per head fee that all of us pay every month. And I was like, okay, but you're not really offering. I mean, you got nothing that I could offer my clients, right? Nothing that I can offer the people that play with me. So that was the first issue. But the biggest issue is that they don't really have like, this place has like a live casino, and I got a lot of players that are into horses. And so those two things really just turned me on to this shop, I mean, when you introduced me to these guys and I saw those two things, I just had to make the change. So.
Well, that is part of the issue with this. So a lot of these people, they don't really realize the kind of overhead that runs on a business like this. And so, I mean, it's kind of interesting to watch. Okay. So there's guys that are really good at management and there's guys that are really good at being a bookie. Now, a lot of these guys that run these sites and do these things, and you'll see, I landed at this place for the same reasons, basically just for stability purposes. And also because they have the most offerings as far as anything goes for players to be able to use. And even this season, they added a couple more things for the live wagering and whatever else. And so I ended up here, and it's been nothing but better. And in this case, for this, the company has offered no fees and no headcount charges on the live wagering as well. And it's been a kind of like a good favor in that sense for me, because they didn't have to do that for guys that are already with the company. I was already here before this happened, and obviously you weren't. But being somebody that was brought over, it's an excellent thing. I mean, it's just because all of us are struggling. All of us are going through this and thinking, hey, like how am I supposed to be able to get through this with my business intact? And a lot of players, like you said, some of them are horse guys, and that's great because there's still been some horse tracks that are running. A lot of them are, may have been casino guys, and that's great as well because the casinos, obviously, the digital and live dealer have been functioning without any kind of breaks in between. And so what were we left with? I mean, I have some of my players that are playing the sim games, and they're doing things where the simulation NBA, simulation NHL, and it's I got some action on that, but other than that, it's just casino, horses, and live dealer. And for the most part, like what I want to know more than anything for anybody, like the UFC event that's coming up. Are you hyping this for your players? Are you saying, hey, like even if they never bet once before on any kind of MMA or boxing match, are you saying like this is going to be something that you can do?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm definitely doing that, but combat sports is sort of interesting, right? For example, I've got a lot of women casino players, so they're not going to be interested in the UFC as much, right? Because yes, it's real sports, but the combat sports for a lot of my it's just takes a particular type of person who gets into the combat sports, just like it takes a particular type of person to get into horse racing, right?
Yeah, 100%.
But what I've noticed, yeah, but what I've noticed though, and it has nothing to do with gender. I don't want to give that impression. It has everything to do with what these people view as real sports. There's a lot of casino. Everybody plays casino is what I'm saying. Everybody will put down $1 or $2 in the digital casino, or they'll play in the live casino, especially because it gives them that Vegas feel. And most of us know in the back of our heads that Vegas is never going to be what it used to be.
That's
See what
also
I'm saying?
true. Yeah, that's also true. It is definitely this particular moment in history has exposed one major problem with the way that Vegas was run. Because as you know, or anybody else knows, you have to go and physically sit there in the casinos. Everything's tight quarters. Everyone's breathing over you. The pit bosses are there. All those things that may never be the same. Who knows? I don't know how that's going to end up playing out. I know that the Vegas mayor over there, he's gung-ho about getting it up and running again and doing whatever they have to do to fit with protocols and regulations and anything that's changed on that front, space slots and whatever. But the thing that is definitely a benefit for us is that we're all online, so none of our clients have to ever leave their smartphone to get in the action. And granted, you look at the change, and I have the numbers off of my sheet that I look at. I've seen 300, 400% increase on just casino play because people are bored. They're bored sitting at home and they want something to wager on. That's also the sports give so much to the public, not just because of entertainment value, but also in this realm where there's the secondary fun of it, being able to put down $5 or $20. I'm talking little guys, right? Like when you're with your buddies in college and they're talking about, hey, let's our team's playing this weekend and I want to get something on it. That no one has to go to Vegas anymore to do that stuff. Nobody.
Nobody has to go to Vegas.
It's so for us as books, that have been doing this for a minute, it's I've seen an uptick in people with interest on being able to get in there and do that stuff. So once these do return, and once the sports come back, it's gonna be like a rain of action. The volumes and things, like people are just sitting there, and I know everyone's concerned about the economic effects and them not having a paycheck and whatever else. That won't be the case. There's going to be jobs. There's going to be things that are coming back, as well as the sports. And so maybe it won't be as big as it was before for some of the guys, but regardless, there's going to be stuff going on. So I'm really excited about it. And I'm super glad that you were able to get set up with our shop. And I just want one more question. When you sit there and you're looking at the numbers for the week or however it is, do you ever try to reach out? Do you ever try to call anybody for help on these things? Were you able to speak to somebody?
With this new shop? Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's good.
The thing that, and I probably should have known this, but going back to the casino thing and going back to basically what you're talking about is that the reason that people watch sports is for entertainment value first. That's why an NFL game lasts for 3.5 hours, right?
Yep.
But when you're talking about horses and when you're talking about casino, you're talking about instant action for the player. And so you're talking about folks staying at home and they're able to bet on a horse race. It's going to take like 2 minutes or less. And so what I realized in just this last week is that entertainment value that you're talking about, Red, it's huge. It's massive. And I don't think it's going to go away. Like, for example, they play football. The NFL was on what, Monday, Thursday, and Sunday, right?
Yeah, and
And
then
so
you
you're
get
going to
the
have
college games in there too, but it's nowhere near the same volume.
it's nowhere near the same volume. So what are these people going to do all day? What are your players going to do all day? And they're going to still play the casino. They're going to still play the horses. They're not going to forget the entertainment value they got from being able to place $2 wagers. So let's put it in perspective. Let's say that you've got, like, which I've got, about 10 horse players. Let's say that all my horse players are doing is betting like 10 races a day, and all they're doing more than this, but let's say that they're betting 10 races a day, $2, right?
Mm-hmm.
On each race. That's $20. That's $200. Unless,
Yeah.
they're probably gonna hit like maybe two or three winners. But favorites, let's say that they're only betting favorites. Favorites only hit like 30% of the time. And this is really just opened my eyes to the way to create different revenue streams in my business. And
Yeah.
that's what I got to thank you the most for. Because at
Yeah.
the other shop, I didn't have these other revenue streams. And you've got to have other revenue streams, or else you're just not going to survive in this industry. I'm
Yeah.
convinced of that.
It was a scramble for a lot of people, when it finally hit where they shut down. I'm talking all the way back in March, where March Madness got shut down and everybody realized that it was going to be a real thing. Man, the panic.
That was like Black Monday in the stock market, man.
Yeah.
In like, what was it, 987 or something?
Yeah.
I mean, March Madness is huge for everybody. I mean, that was bad.
Yeah, so it's set up. You're absolutely right. You got to look at it as a business as a whole and all the different revenue streams that are possible to come in through there. And you know what? I'm super glad that it ended up working out for you. So all I want to do is just, if anybody's out there, if anybody's looking at trying to figure out how to make this work, I would suggest taking a look at the casino. Maybe if you're close with your players, talk to them, see if they're open to trying a couple of different things in between this time frame. If not, that's okay. You just let them know that you're still around, let them know that you're available, because that's the important part, is that if you weather this storm, it will be fine in the near future. There's going to be football. There's no way that that's not happening. There's going to be some possible MLB talks are coming out where they're going to be stationed somewhere and playing all the games with empty stands. And those are all things that will have lines. They'll all have lines, regardless of what the stands are doing and the people are doing and all the different things. So, things are looking up and things are changing rapidly as far as this goes. So I do want to thank you for stopping in on the show. And I do definitely hope that you take advantage of this, the free per head thing, because it's unfortunate that the other shop couldn't hang. So it's been really nice to talk to you. And if there's anything else that you need, obviously, we can talk off the show. You can always reach out to me. But again, hope you stay safe and wash your hands, I guess.
Yeah, you too, Rick.
Have a great day.
All right, have a good one.
All right, so what I wanted to do now is close the show with just a couple of things. As far as the rest of it, now look, Benny's a great guy, and I'll leave it with that. But that's the actual nature of this market right now. When you sit and you look at the prospects of anybody that's out there. I mean, Benny's just a regular guy. He's just like anybody else who's been doing something as a revenue stream outside the box. And the truth is that we could definitely look at life in a different perspective. And there's all kinds of people that are out there, right? So keep your head up. Lots of love out there. And we'll be around next week.
Thanks for listening in to today's episode of Red's Reviews, sponsored by PayPerHead. If you like the show, please check out PayperHead.com or leave us a review down below. Join us next week for the latest bookie news, and please feel free to like, share, and subscribe.